What would cause China to dump billions of dollars of Bitcoin and force Donald Trump to get Jerome Powell fired? At the moment, both countries are juggling the money printer with economic reality. While China is struggling to not devalue its currency by secretly selling down its Bitcoin to raise capital, at the same time, America is also stuck in between a rock and a hard place. Donald Trump publicly called for the termination of Jerome Powell. In today's weekly session, we're going to explore whether this silent economic struggle between the world's two superpowers means that the bull run is already over or if it's just getting started. There's some interesting stuff going on in China in and around them dumping Bitcoin and ending up with yuan, which has the net effect of course, bolstering their currency. But where is it happening? On what level of government? Because it is indeed government, but what's contributing to it and why? So this is from Reuters here. China debates how to handle criminal crypto cash. We know what they did in the US. All of those confiscated Bitcoin are now a reserve, right? Assuming it's still there. We'll see.
We'll see. If only there was an easy way to audit Bitcoin.
I know. It's, it's if they figure that out one day, this thing might have legs. We don't know. Nonetheless. Okay, so basically China has these rules on handling seized cryptocurrencies, or rather a lack of rules, but they are not allowed to trade Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency within the country. That is currently illegal. However, you have instances where Bitcoin has been seized in criminal cases across the country, a lot of it over the years. And so you're getting into situations where there's billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin that's being seized, and then the local governments that are seizing it are not legally allowed to, quote unquote, dispose of it. Not that you would want to, we know you don't want to dispose of it, but they do. And so there's a Shenzhen-based technology company that has sold cryptocurrencies worth more than 3 billion yuan in offshore markets since its founding in 2018 on behalf of local governments throughout cities in China, eastern Jiangsu province, according to a document seen by Reuters. The US dollar proceeds that they get, because they have to sell them offshore for US dollars, those proceeds are then exchanged into yuan through local banks before being transferred into the accounts of local finance bureaus, according to transaction records. Now, both the company and the local governments obviously declined to comment when asked. Now, China's local governments held an estimated 15,000 Bitcoin worth 1.4 billion at the end of last year, ranking the state as the world's 14th largest holder of cryptocurrency. And this is from River, which is funny because, again, as a jurisdiction that has banned Bitcoin mining in the past, that has banned the trading of Bitcoin within its borders, to still be the 14th largest holder on earth of cryptocurrency, hilarious. But the main point of this is the net effect is they're seizing Bitcoin, they're selling it for US dollars initially, but then they're dumping those dollars, devaluing them, and then purchasing yuan to effectively, that the net effect is that those actions prop up the value of the yuan. Now, to what degree, that's yet to be seen. But I do want to bring up this chart, and thank you, Nathan, for providing this beforehand. This is the yuan versus USD chart, and everything seems pretty chill for a little bit. But this is what, the 3 month, I think.
The 1 month we're looking at here. Yeah,
the 1 month. Okay. And look at the fuckery here. These spikes as the yuan begins to tank. They do not want it going down right now. You can see these spikes of liquidity as they try to prop it up, and it's just it's very, very stark. It's like above board, and what in the shit is going on here? So there's definitely an attempt to keep the yuan at a certain level. Now, this isn't the only messing around that we're seeing from China potentially here. there's also US Treasuries. And so, in spite of the current economic situation, in the type of situation right now, you would assume that people would be diving into safe haven assets when you're seeing the effects of the tariffs on the market at large. People want a safe haven, but that's not what we've seen. We've seen the interest rate on the U.S. Treasuries actually go up, and what that indicates is the reason the interest rate would rise is because not enough people want to buy them, so they need to give a better return to entice people to buy more of them. So basically, people are dumping treasuries or just refraining from buying them. And of course, there's speculation that it could be coming from China. Again, screwing with the US. China is America's second largest foreign creditor after Japan, holding about $760 billion in treasury securities. The quote here: "I think China is actually weaponizing the treasury holding already," said Chen Zhao, chief global strategist at Alpine Macro. Quote, "They sell US treasuries and convert the proceeds into euros or German bonds. That's actually very consistent with what happened over the last couple of weeks," he added. Germany's bonds had bucked a wider sell-off in long-dated treasuries last week, with its 10-year yields sliding. So you see all these actions on behalf of China, messing with the currency, trying to get their ducks in a row. They want to print, but they don't want the yuan collapsing. And in the US, you're actually kind of seeing the opposite. They're actually looking to devalue the US dollar so that they onshore more production. Now, this was this was today. This is Donald Trump, a tweet from him. "The ECB, or European Central Bank, is expected to cut interest rates for the seventh time. And yet, too late Jerome Powell of the Fed, who is always too late and wrong, yesterday issued a report which was another and typical complete mess. Oil prices are down, groceries, even eggs are down, and the USA is getting rich on tariffs. Too late should have lowered interest rates like the ECB long ago, but he should certainly lower them now. Powell's termination cannot come fast enough." This, of course, in response to Jerome Powell not lowering interest rates the other day, which cascading red everywhere in the markets because of that. People did not like it. So, I mean, first off, before we kind of wrap this all up, Nathan, what are some of your thoughts here, your reactions to what's going on? Bitcoin Well is the best place to be buying and selling Bitcoin in Canada and the US. And now with Bitcoin Well Infinite, it's also the best place to be making large buys at their OTC desk of over $50,000. Their white glove service gives you fast transactions, no slippage, and the lowest fees. You can scan the QR code on the screen or simply head to bitcoinwell.com/BTC Sessions to sign up today. And you can share your own personalized referral link to earn commissions.
Man, I gotta tell you, that chart of the yuan there, it reminds me of the Terra Luna stablecoin. Like, trying to manage a currency is in and of itself a losing game. Yes, I want it to be, up, but not too up. I want to devalue it, but I don't want to devalue it too much. It goes right back even to inflation. Oh, we want 2%. 10 is too crazy, and 1 would destroy the economy. When you're trying to control a money, you're ultimately fucked. There's nothing, you can't win. You can try and have this go on for as long as possible, but you're going to get pushed around. And I think that's exactly what we're seeing here, in the same sense that we have China, net exporter, big exporter, global exporter, and the US is now trying to compete as an exporter. So they have conflicting interests between the two of them, and they're going to go back and forth. And as a Bitcoiner on the sidelines, I love this as a spectator sport because I don't care, because we all know that at the end of the day, they really only have one option. They're always going to continue to move towards devaluing their currency in the long run. They're always going to move to more liquidity. There can be brief moments where they try and tighten their belt. I really appreciate that Doge came into the picture and was at least conveying to the public, hey, maybe we shouldn't just frivolously spend money on the most stupid, asinine things. but they can't put a dent in the liabilities there. They can't possibly actually make a meaningful impact beyond sentiment. And so I think it's just a wonderful reminder that whether it's nation states trying to control their currency, or even like a stupid altcoin stablecoin trying to control the currency, you're going to lose the peg. You're going to lose control because you cannot just will into existence what like reality is placing pressures on them.
I wonder if the powers that be, when when they were trying to maintain the peg here, or trying to maintain a semblance of stability here, if they were given the same face as Raoul Powell being told that Terra was collapsing, Terra Luna was collapsing. I've got to imagine some central banker was showing that face. But I mean, again, this all points to the very timely release of Larry Lepard and his book, The Big Print. Yep. There is no instance where over a long enough period of time they cannot print as a necessity to hold up the system, and it's accelerating more and more. And I guess to cap off this particular topic, Lynn Alden, she's going to have to tap the sign again. Nothing stops this train. Here she is pulling up a chair. She's quoting Walter Bloomberg. Trump, Jerome Powell is always too late and wrong. Trump, Powell's termination cannot come fast enough. Trump, Fed should have lowered interest rates long ago. And she's in for the ride. And then the best meme of the day, Lynn Alden with a clip from The Matrix. Quick, the president is fighting the Fed chair. Come watch.
And man, I gotta tell you, I love this battle back and forth too. I'm pretty sure I saw a clip that recently came out of someone asking Jerome if the Fed put is still on the table. Like, if the stock market tanks, hey, are you going to be there to rescue us? And he basically said, no, we're not coming to the rescue. And you see the market respond in accordance. But it's just a battle between the titans, right? It's the U.S. versus China on currency. It's Trump versus Powell. And I gotta tell you, despite, like, I'm well aware that Trump can't fire Powell. That can't happen. But this guy's really good at making things come to fruition. So I'm not sure kind of what tactics he might employ or what he might try to do to move the needle a little bit there. But again, for Bitcoiners, it's like a third leg. I don't remotely care which currency wins. I'm going to the neutral one, and it's fun to watch them fight it out.
Yeah, he's already, I think he's already trying, right? Like all of the stuff that he's doing is actively trying to make it so bad that the Fed has no choice but to lower interest rates. And so far hasn't worked, but he's going to go scorched earth, man. Like, if he can't remove him, he's going to force his hand. Trump's that kind of person. So nonetheless, we're just discussing the two world superpowers that are head to head, trying everything to screw with the money to maintain their positions of power. Bitcoin Well is the best place to be buying and selling Bitcoin in Canada and the US. And now with Bitcoin Well Infinite, it's also the best place to be making large buys at their OTC desk of over $50,000. Their white glove service gives you fast transactions, no slippage, and the lowest fees. You can scan the QR code on the screen or simply head to bitcoinwell.com/BTC Sessions to sign up today. And you can share your own personalized referral link to earn commissions.